Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. Let me just explain what happened this morning, because it's not December 5th, right? It should have been, if it wasn't going to update, it would have been December 8th, because that's the last show that we did.
I bet you didn't physically save December 8th.
No, I did, because
so why
it was
does that
on.
Happen?
And then this morning, I fixed our sheet, and it says December 12th, and it has a couple things to talk about. And I literally saw it before we switched scenes. I saw it say December 12th.
Well, fix it again. And that's not even what's supposed to be up right now.
I know. Because it's the sheet from last Tuesday.
It's supposed to be...
Oh, the money screen. Hold on. Let me put the money screen up first.
Thank God I'm here.
Right? What would I do without Carla Marie?
Okay, so while Anthony fixes his mistakes.
It's not my mistake. It's the stupid computer.
So Melissa said that she was fostering a cat for the first time. Very exciting. Makes my heart so happy, especially this time of year. Apparently, shelters and rescues all over the country are inundated right now, so that is amazing.
It's kind of perfect timing considering the story you did on the Morning Show podcast.
So, Melissa, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Happy to help. Milwaukee Tom just said my hair looks great.
There you go.
It is a hot mess.
Well, you got the hat covering a lot of it. Also, thank you very much to Miguel in Miami, Florida for another 1,000 bits. I believe that brings Miguel up to 23 or 2,100 bits or something this morning, which is pretty awesome.
Thank you, sir.
But as the countdown was going, Martha jumped in the chat and said F Monday because her sewage line started backing up. And I said that's obviously not the way you want to start a Monday morning. But here's an interesting theory for you, Martha. Wouldn't it be better for that to happen on a Monday than any other day? Because Monday, people already don't look forward to it, right?
Not
Monday,
only that.
People already are like tired and annoyed with Monday. May as well deal with all the S on a Monday.
And you also have the full work week of plumbers and people to come fix it. If it happens on a Friday, you're dealing with like bare bones people that aren't working on the weekends.
Isn't that how plumbers like rack up a lot of money? Because they're really the only one. They're like the only emergency services, not like medical, that are working on the weekends.
Or ever. Listen.
They're working all the time.
Well, it was $1,200 for them to do my hose, and they just left me with a hole in the wall.
I remember one of my friends in high school, their parents rented out their basement, and it was a plumber, and the guy had a Corvette. And I was like, man, maybe being a plumber is the way to go.
Yeah.
Isn't that like kind of common? Like plumbers make a decent amount of money. Granted, they deserve it because they're dealing with actual poop.
Yeah. Okay, wait, stop. Don't read. I want to read it to you. We got
a cool
message. Okay. Well, now I pinned it and I can't find it. Okay, Vanessa with 1S said, my brother-in-law went to a drag show this weekend, wore my You Look Great hoodie.
Nice.
He said the main attraction, Brita Filter,
that's a great name.
kept stopping the show to say, yes, I know, directly to my brother-in-law who was wearing You Look Great hoodie. He was super hyped because he kept getting attention with the hoodie. I guess I have to get him his own now.
I guess so. You know what, Vanessa?
That makes me so happy.
Email us.
We actually might have some.
hello@carlamarieandanthony.com. At the very least, we'll send a hat or something for a beanie for your brother-in-law. Thank you very much to Jen and Lisa each for giving out a two community subs. And A. Kelly7 resubscribed with Prime. So I believe, are we through?
Wait.
Level 5. What are we waiting for, Carla Marie?
Michelle said, the plumber I knew growing up had a house with the bowling alley and a pool that looked like the Ritz. Yeah, but my gag reflex. The second I smell poop, I'll vomit.
Okay. Let's see. What level are we in right now? I'm trying to see. Oh, we are in Hype Train level 6, Carla Marie, which means for people who are not familiar with the stream, we are taking a shot because we got to Hype Train level 5.
Oh, man, I should have practiced my Italian.
You're Italian? Why? Oh, is this a drink of your people?
It is.
Okay.
Straight from Italy. It is Moletti Cioccolato.
Is that a person? Moletti Cioccolato sounds like...
That would
did you go to Moletti Cioccolato's deli last night?
No, that would be my drag queen name.
Moletti Cioccolato?
So it's straight like chocolate alcohol.
Cool, let's drink it.
And you just drink it like that. That's all you need to know. Literally, nothing else on the list.
Scotty said, I just watched a show on London sewer workers. So nasty, couldn't pay me enough. I think... What? Oh, did you drop your shot glass? Where is it?
It's yours. It's over there.
Oh, mine is the one that fell, even though it was much closer to you. There you go, Carla Marie. Thank you for all the shot glasses in the stream. And what I'm very excited for, we just got some of the artwork back. When we come back on January 3rd, after the vacation, we're going to have some new streams that are very specific to what you will do during the show and how you can help us. Oh, we just got a bunch. Oh, Josh from Indy.
Smells like Santa.
Gifted 5 tier 1 subs to the community. So thank you very much, Josh. Oh, that looks like chocolate syrup.
I don't think you can take a shot of that. Wait.
It looks like straight up syrup.
I'm going to have to do a little bit less because I think we're going to get sick. Not sick, but like, I feel like it's going to be too thick.
That's what she said. Anyone? Nope. Okay. All right, which one's which?
Is Harry and Meghan on our list? Because I saw Jen mentioned it.
We can talk about it.
All right. You can take that one. I'll hold this one.
Okay. Let me put the, actually, we'll leave this on for a second. Cheers to everyone who supported the stream this morning. That is a very chocolatey shot right there.
I got to lick the outside.
Speaking of plumbing.
Wait. Cheers. You didn't tap me. You never touched mine. Cheers,
Carla Marie. And cheers to Seattle Cocktail Club.
Oh, that's good. I tasted the outside.
Oh, it really just tastes like chocolate. That's delicious. That's dangerous.
They should have that at Starbucks for your syrup.
Has anyone ever had this before? What was it?
Maletti Chocolato.
Maletti?
I'm going to serve that on Christmas Eve. That's what I'm doing Christmas Eve. I wanted to do a fun cocktail that I keep seeing on TikTok. I'm going to do that.
Can we talk about Italians for a second? Because I think I've talked about this before. Hold, can you put that away, Carla Marie? Thank you. Right on top of my notepad. That's good. So, I believe we've talked about this before. But I think in New Jersey, for some reason, a lot of the Middle Eastern people who moved there in like the late 70s, early 80s, they adopted kind of the Italian-American culture as their own. So there's like a lot of people that I grew up with who, and maybe because we're all Mediterranean, there are similar family groups and settings. Like there's a lot of similarities between Italians and Middle Easterners.
But if you moved to a place like New Jersey that was very much Italian, the easiest thing to assimilate was just join them.
And my dad went so far as to recently join an Italian club.
I knew this though.
And I think we've talked about this. One. No, it's this Italian club, I believe in like Lodi or Totowa, New Jersey.
My dad's a part of like 6 of them.
So, and it's an Italian club. They literally are based around one of the Italian soccer teams. And they like all go to this clubhouse and they're supposed to watch the soccer games, but then they also go and have like
poker
nights and stuff like that. So my parents, I called them last week and they're driving back from some pizzeria in Totowa, I believe. And I'm checking and I said, why'd you guys decide to go all the way to Totowa? Because my parents live in Ridgewood. Why'd you decide to go all the way to Totowa for pizza? And my mom was like, well, your dad was suggested it by his Italian club, so we had to go to get real Italian pizza. And I was like, oh, does he mean like New Jersey Italian or Italian? And no, this is apparently like these people are like fresh off the boat from Italy.
Tell me who it is. Is it Pizza 46?
I don't know. But apparently they all like speak Italian and they are Italian and they brought their pizza recipes over from Italy. But my favorite part is that my dad, I started calling him Giuseppe because I'm pretty sure he thinks he's Italian.
I got to find out.
Martha said, I love Pizza 46. I miss them.
That's so funny.
Who are you texting?
Your mom.
What are you asking her?
What is the pizza place in Totowa you went to?
Letty from Queens said, plot twist, it's a Papa John's.
I'm going to die.
Pizza 46. Scott, see, Pizza 46 doesn't sound good. I've never been there.
You know what's funny is Scotty said Pizza 46, that sounds like Top Notch. Do you mean there's literally a restaurant right up the road called Top Notch?
No, I think he was being sarcastic. Like Pizza 46 does not sound nice.
How weird.
What else do we have here? Milwaukee Tom said, so your dad is the mob's jeweler. Probably at some point.
That's how he survived this long. Look at that, just shelling out those gold chains.
I'll tell you what's crazy. So my dad, like Tom's mentioned earlier, is a jeweler. And growing up, one of my first ever jobs really was my first ever job was working for my dad. And once I got my license, my job was to go into New York City like 3 times a week to go to the Diamond District and go pick up and drop off things to all his different like suppliers and whatnot. You want to talk about some weird mob stuff? The Diamond District? There's like this Russian mob that's like based there. There's like a Hasidic mob that's based there. It is so weird.
They should all battle.
And borderline
like
intimidating to just walk around. Like there was one summer where I was walking there, and I guess there was like some Russian mob assassination. I was supposed to go there that day, and they like just murdered someone in the Diamond District. And it wasn't like sometimes there's robberies and stuff, obviously, because it's the Diamond District.
Cool.
But this was like a mob hit type deal.
Love to see it.
Real weird.
Just kidding. Somebody died.
It's real weird.
Fred said, I'll be in Italy in June. Can't wait to see what non-Jersey Italians sound like. It's very nice.
Do they say gabagool or capicola?
They definitely say capicola. Wait. There was something else that said. Is this your cousin Lindsay that said, oh my God, Uncle Giuseppe?
Yes, that is my cousin Lindsay. Drown You Out, thank you very much for the subscription with Prime. Actually, Lindsay, I think this past weekend, she went with her husband to, I want to say it was a Day to Remember concert in Jersey.
Ooh.
And I didn't realize until kind of recently how many people love the band A Day to Remember. Mm-hmm. And it is one of my favorite bands to put on when I go to the gym. So much so that both my my Spotify Wrapped
had them,
and that Coachella flyer looking app had A Day to Remember as like my number one
That's cool.
band. That and My Chemical Romance.
Not mine.
Oh, Lindsay said it was an acoustic concert. So maybe I wouldn't run through a wall during the acoustic concert like I would.
I can't do acoustic.
To
unless it's
Really?
Jack Johnson.
You don't like acoustic
I like
music?
acoustic. Why is that so hard to say?
It's a weird word. I hate it. It's also a weird word to spell.
I like acoustic music,
Acoustic?
but I can't go to a show that's acoustic music. Because like I'm just sitting there like, cool.
I like getting into it. Have you ever been to an a cappella concert? Have you like
seen Pentatonics?
Because Pentatonics is awesome.
I went down a hole of their Instagram yesterday. They do fun TikTok trends on stage and incorporate the audience. It's so cool.
That's pretty cool. Real quick before we move on to the next thing, Audi Swan mentioned the movie Uncut Gems, which I have not finished yet because it's a long-ass movie and I don't like the way that this is going to sound real weird. I don't like the way that the audio is mixed. The music is so loud in the beginning.
Okay, but what you hear when you're watching that movie is what I hear every time I have to do something and there's music playing.
Well, either way, the one thing, and I have not finished the movie yet, but what I did love about the movie when I first started watching it was how well they depicted the jewelry district and going into and out of a jewelry store in that area, a diamond dealer or a jewelry store. Because there's like multiple levels of security you got to get through. You got to like go into one room, hit a button, the buzzer goes, you have to look into a camera, then they finally let you in. They did a phenomenal job depicting that. It's 100% accurate.
Take your word for it because I will never see that. So.
What you trying to do there, Carla?
People asking for the list.
There's the list. The bet. Seton Hall versus Rutgers. It went down yesterday in a sea of red. Blue rises. That was the call.
Literally stole the end of what they said.
That was the call at the end of the game, and my heart jumped when they said it.
Okay, well, what's gonna happen now is we're gonna play Pokemon, and I'm gonna beat Anthony, and that's gonna be the end.
Someone's never played Pokemon.
I'm gonna take them all from you.
Mishi Tommy said it's a 2-hour anxiety attack.
Wait, what is?
I guess the Uncut Gems
or the game.
It is very much like I don't know. It could be either, but. The movie we're talking about was Uncut Gems. We're moving on to that, and that was an Adam Sandler movie. Moving on from that to the bet that we made on on Thursday.
If Rutgers won, you were going to come to an Orange Theory class. Mm-hmm. If Seton Hall won, I was going to play an hour of Pokemon.
And we're going to stream it.
Okay, well, it's not happening this week.
No, this is all for the new year.
Okay.
So maybe one of the first things we do in the new year is Carla Marie streaming Pokemon.
Like at the end of the year, though, when we come back and we have a few days before we're back from vacation, maybe we'll do a little.
Maybe. Hold on. But we've got to decide, Carla.
I'm not wearing any Seton Hall stuff. That wasn't a part of it.
No. We're not. Hold on. Okay, so This is my Game Boy box.
So you complain.
Yes.
Complain. There's all this equipment in here and I don't know where to put it. A whole box is stupid games.
It's one box. This is it. This is all the Pokemon stuff. And the Game Boy stuff is right here. I've got 2 Game Boy Colors over here.
But we're not going to stream that.
No, I've got a Retron Cube that I can play some games on. Oh, this is a very important tool. This is to open up Game Boy games and change batteries.
To stab myself in the eye.
So that's the battery changing tool. But what I want, and then I got my Nintendo 3D, my Game Boy Advance, my DS, another DS. What? Oh, and then these are all my...
You have 6 things and a cube?
Yeah, and then these are the DS and 3DS games that I have.
I'm not slouching, Lenny. This is just what I look like. Hate to break it to you. I'm sitting very upright.
Now, moving on, though, to what you're going to play. These are your options, Carla Marie.
Well, what are those? What is that? Is it a DVD?
No, these are Nintendo Switch games. So the Switch is what we're going to connect to stream.
So there's 6 things in here that play games, plus you have a Switch. 7.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things that play games in the box because I got my Game Boy Micro. What?
How much is this box worth?
Oh, now? I mean, with all the games? I don't know. Probably like $1,000.
I feel like it would
Not that much. Actually, maybe more. I don't know.
Good to know. So when I go secretly sell something.
But these are your options for your Pokemon games.
All right, let me look. I'm just going to judge by the cover.
You're going to judge by the cover. Hold on. Let me get Snap out of here. Okay, these are all the classic Pokemon games you can play. I should probably take...
It's an hour of Pokemon that I have to play.
I'm going to take Arceus. I don't know.
No, I'm going to do Snap.
No. You're not going to play Snap. You're going to play a classic Pokemon game. So these are the 4 Switch classic Pokemon games I have. What are you going to play?
Well, that looks like Game of Thrones.
There's Brilliant Diamond. Let's Go Pikachu.
What happens in Let's Go Pikachu?
So Let's Go Pikachu.
Is it a cheerleading game?
No, Let's Go Pikachu is a modern take on Pokemon Yellow. One of the original games. So you had your first 2 games in America were Pokemon Red and Blue. In Japan, it was Red and Green. Okay? Then, after those games came out for Game Boy, Pikachu became like the star of the franchise. So they made Pokemon Yellow. And in that game, you got a Pikachu like right away. That was your option. So this is a remake of that classic game. So what am I
doing, though, in this game?
What do you mean, what are you doing? You're playing Pokemon.
Catching things.
Yeah, you're catch other Pokemon.
But then in Shield and Sword...
Yes. Those are Generation 8 games. They are companions to one another. I just beat Pokemon Sword.
Well, what do you do? Stab Pokemon?
No, it's the same. You do the same thing. You travel these worlds, and you catch different types of Pokemon. You train them, and you beat different trainers, and you level up. And you're.
I think that one looks cool. This is like Game of Thrones Pokemon.
Brilliant Diamond? Yeah. Okay. So you want to play Let's Go Pikachu.
Let's Go Pikachu.
Let's Go Pikachu. Is what Carla Marie... I got to put all these back.
Scotty said, watch Carla Marie fall in love with it and she becomes the top streaming gamer of 2023.
She will.
And I will give Anthony none of my money.
You are going to love playing that, especially because it's one of the classic games.
But if it's a little bit glitchy, I'll be sick. What? Like, does it make me feel sick?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Sometimes video games, the motion of them, depending on the game.
It's not like
Thunder.
No, it's not like an action game.
Sonic, I can't with that guy spinning.
No, it's not like that at all. It's very slow moving. You just walk around this world and you see Pokemon and you catch them. And that's it.
It seems sad, though. They're just capturing animals.
Yeah, but if you're a good trainer, you take care of them.
So I'm taking animals out of the wild.
Yeah. It's kind of like your cats.
No, they were stranded on the street.
They were on a street. You threw a Pokeball at them and you brought them into the house.
I don't think so.
Yep.
Are these wild animals or domesticated animals?
They're wild, and then you domesticate them.
That's illegal.
Nope, not in this world, it ain't.
So Pokemon is animal cruelty.
It's poaching.
I'm not playing that.
No. Exactly. Everyone knows you steal animals from the streets, Carla.
My brother tried telling me that.
You did?
When I told him that I didn't want to go to the one place in Florida that we were doing on our Disney trip that had dolphins in an aquarium. I said, I'm not swimming with the dolphins. I refuse. Do not waste your money because when we get there, I will not be getting in the water with the dolphins because they live in a pool.
Okay.
And he said, you put your cats in a house and they should be outside. And I said, my cats will be dead in 5 minutes outside.
Today they would be. Absolutely. Today they would absolutely be dead. I mean, I'm trying to think of any of your cats.
Erica would.
Why are you sitting at the edge of the screen like that? Where are you trying to go? I think Erica might be able to make it on her own. Because she's very nimble with her hands. She's like real weird. She's almost like a human.
She'll start knitting things and selling it on the street.
Next on the list, though. Oh, and I should have mentioned this earlier. If you listen to the Morning Show podcast on Google Podcasts, for some reason,
Google's down today.
Out of our hands. Yeah, Google has not updated the podcast yet. And it was really weird because with Spotify and Google, I get messages. I get notifications that say, hey, that podcast that you listen to, it's been a new episode's up. I got that message from Google in my notifications, and then I clicked on it, and it said there's been an error, but it seems like everywhere else, the podcast is fine.
Yeah.
I'm updating it again, and for some reason, and this happened early on with the podcast when we first launched it, it took the most amount of days to get it up on Google Podcasts. I don't know what their back end is or anything like that.
It took iHeart the quickest because they just let anybody in there.
Yeah. Or maybe it's because we knew people there and they were like, let's give them a shot here.
I don't think so.
No, probably not. Yeah, so still not on Google Podcasts, but you can listen to it anywhere else. If you need a link or an idea for another podcast platform, shoot me a message. I'll give you some options, some free ones.
Renee said that I remind her of Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph.
I've never seen it.
I know, and it's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, and that is the best compliment ever. I even pinned it. So now I'm going to go change my Disney Plus avatar from Tinkerbell because I needed a better role model, so I'm going to go for Vanellope.
You are very much like Tinkerbell, though.
She's just a pain in the ass.
Without attention, you kind of die. Like, everything could be going great, but if not enough people talked about or to Carla Marie, I'm dying. Vanessa with 1S said, my Disney avatar is She-Hulk. Did anyone here watch that series?
No.
Because I've heard very mixed reviews. I've heard it was terrible. I've heard it was good, but it's not the best that Marvel's put out there. I've heard a lot of different things. I've heard people really enjoyed it. And I've watched every other Marvel series thus far, I think. Oh, I watched a couple episodes of What If. I couldn't get into that one. Let's see. Audi Swan said, yes, I liked it. I really liked She-Hulk. Terrible, said someone else in the chat. Who said terrible? Milwaukee Tom. So much like the reviews that I heard outside of this chat, this is very good. Very similar.
So funny. All right.
What's the next one coming out? Do we know?
I don't know. I'm sure somebody does.
You know, talking about TV real quick, I was kind of in and out watching Yellowstone last night because I was super tired by the time I watched it. But as they were going through the commercials during Yellowstone, I sat back and I was like, man, what this show has done, very similar to Marvel, how they've like created an entire world.
Universe, yeah.
It is pretty incredible what Yellowstone has done on Paramount Network.
Yeah,
out of all the networks they could possibly do it on. Because Yellowstone already, for an adult show, keep in mind, not a show for kids, not a show with a theme park. Yellowstone came out of nowhere.
I'd go to a Yellowstone theme park.
Now has 5 seasons, merch.
2 spinoffs.
2 spinoff shows. The first one is out already and was very successful. The second one comes out next week. It comes out on the 18th, I believe.
Who releases the show a week before Christmas?
Well, they know people have off. They're going to binge it. So that one comes out next week, and it's got Tom, what's his name? Not Tom Hanks. It's got Helen Mirren and Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford. And what I love that they've done is during their commercials, some of the brands that they have commercials for use some of these supporting actors in their commercials. So they've done this like whole all-encompassing thing. And it's just very incredible for a show that's on Paramount out of all networks. Let's see. Fred the Mailman said, I quit Marvel halfway through Miss Marvel. I tapped out. Didn't see the latest Thor, bless you, Carla Marie, or Black Panther.
Miss Marvel, as cute as it was tough to get through.
Yeah. The latest Thor was fun, and Black Panther was really good. It was long.
Still.
It was long. And it's definitely not as good as the first, but I think they had a different objective. They had to do a memorial for a character, the actor, and tell a brand new story after not being able to bring the main actor from the last movie over. So they had to do a lot, and it's a long movie. It's like close to 3 hours. It's a very long movie. But
well, I spent more than that binging Harry and Meghan. So
did you watch the whole thing already?
The first 3. Then the rest 3 come out on Thursday.
So what did you think? I watched, 15 minutes of it, and I was very bored.
You were sleeping when I was watching it.
Yeah, and then I woke up.
Okay.
And I watched 15 minutes, and I was like, this
I have
stinks.
so many thoughts about it.
Okay.
So many thoughts about it. First off is, I'm never going to England again. They're so rude there.
I loved England.
They're so mean. And I tell you what, I don't care what anybody says. No one will change my mind. It is a combined factor of British media and the institution that killed Princess Diana. I've thought that forever.
Okay.
And this just kind of really proves it.
You don't think that's like a new thought?
No, but like, I don't care. Like, let them say whatever they want to say.
Like who?
The institution. The royal family.
Well, yeah, they're not going to come out and be like, yeah, we killed the princess.
They hated her. So anyway.
Thank you, Miguel in Miami, Florida, for the hydration reminder.
It's wild seeing everything that we covered on our radio show through the eyes of the people we were talking about. Like,
what did we cover?
It would be like Harry just met this woman.
Oh.
And they're like, apparently they've been together for months. And then this documentary starts of like, they randomly met because and they had to like keep their relationship secret. And so much of like what was actually going on, like the whole thing with like her dad not showing up to the wedding. He just basically started ghosting her and was taking money from press to plant stories, which we would hear a bit of, but
wasn't her dad kind of like a raging piece of trash?
He wasn't she spent a lot of time with him actually growing up. You do learn that, but
doesn't mean it wasn't a raging piece of trash.
They talk about how one of her Suits co-stars was offered $70,000 for to lie, literally to say, I slept with Meghan.
Yeah, I'd take that money.
And he came out and was like, what the hell? Like, I'm not doing that. So
I wouldn't take the money, by the way.
It's crazy to see. And they show how there's like 6, I think, different tabloids that work directly with different like press secretaries, if you will, at each part of the royal family. And they're basically like, we have the story tomorrow that's going to come out, just letting you know. And it's like, you do what you want with it. And it's like this bizarre relationship. The thing is really bothering me about people is a lot of people are like, oh, Harry and Meghan wanted privacy and now they're releasing a documentary. It's like, hold on. No one's ever said they needed like to be away from the world. They didn't want people lying about them. They didn't want the fake things. They didn't want the racist attacks against Meghan. They wanted to be able to tell their story. And here's what the problem with all those people is they wanted every piece of information about Harry and Meghan that they could get. But the second Harry and Meghan are ready to give them that information because it's the real story coming from them, they don't want it.
Well, here's a question. Is it the real story coming from them? Exactly.
You don't know.
I think, what's that saying? There's always 3 sides to a story. Your side, my side, and the truth. Or there's some saying like that.
Yeah, they never. Thank you, Monica. I didn't even know that. They never said anything about privacy. They were just like, we just want the truth. We don't want people lying about things. Meghan's mom was being stalked by paparazzi and would call the police, and they'd be like, basically say there's nothing we can do because they're not actual stalkers. They're paparazzi following, and it's just crazy.
I think in Los Angeles, which obviously is like the paparazzi capital of America, I think they actually now have like paparazzi laws. And part of it was from Britney Spears. Part of it's from like other people who have had paparazzi on their property. And you don't get the same protections if you're paparazzi as you do in the regular press.
And I don't remember much of this because I guess I was in high school when it was happening. But when Harry was in high school at like, it was not a boarding school, but like it wasn't, he didn't just wake up and go to school every day. He was away at school. The paparazzi would just sit outside of the school every day, and his friends talk about it.
Yeah.
And even Harry admits, he's like, not all of what they were saying was fake, but it was over exaggerated. Like, it was like Harry's drug problem, Harry this, and this.
When he was just like a high schooler that smoked a little bit of weed.
A 15-year-old kid. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy that he is as normal as he is.
Yeah. What do we have here?
I love him.
Scotty said, I was with a posh Brit for years, pathological liar, and they were always viewed right, even when they were so wrong. That sounds like a personal problem. I don't know if that's what Meghan and Harry were dealing with, but I believe you. Yeah. Vicky said, but they also wanted full-time security, but they're showing everything about their life and kids. I don't understand that.
So when they left the royal family, they were like, you're not taking away our security.
Oh,
now, here's my reasoning on that. It wasn't up to him to be born into this family. And one of the things they talk about in this documentary is about 30 or so years ago, the British family and the tabloids kind of made an agreement that was, we'll give you what you want. Mm-hmm. We'll give you the photos. We'll stage this. We'll stage that. We'll give you everything. And Harry and William were the first two of the family to be born into a unspoken contract that they have to give their life to the paparazzi, or the paparazzi and the tabloids will print bad things about you. And they were like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
So them leaving the royal family was them getting away from the absolute chaos that happens there and stepping away. But he's still part of that bloodline. Yeah. Because of who he was. Yeah, I'm sure no one's told him in the royal family he has to create a Netflix special or do this or do that, but he is. And I think part of the security should still protect them. There needs to be some part of the budget. Maybe not all. Maybe he doesn't get all of the security budget, but their kids so far aren't really in the documentary. Very little.
So there's 3 episodes that aired, and there's going to be another 3 Thursday.
I'll probably watch them on the plane.
It's a weird way to break it up. We're just a week apart,
I don't know why. I maybe to be able to control the narrative this week.
Maybe. So now listen, I'm going to watch all the episodes together.
You're smart.
But from what I've heard, Harry and the media is so heartbreaking. About Harry and the media is so heartbreaking. I think it is. It's unfortunate that they were born into this life.
And we say unfortunately.
But they've also had so many experiences and
Tacoma Swifties, right?
And advantages in life because they were born into that family.
And he talks about that. Tacoma Swifty said, just like ex-presidents have security, ex-royals should.
Yes, I do agree with that, especially once you become that. Once the family has propped you up to be that kind of figure in the world, they do owe it to the people who they put out there to protect them.
And there's something I was just going to say about royal family crown. Oh, I always forget this. Harry served 10 years in the military.
Yeah. It's not like he wasn't. I know he was in the military, but it's not like he was a regular person that enlisted for the military.
In this documentary, I didn't know that. He was like, I was sent to war twice. Huh. And there's footage, but there's footage of him shooting and stuff like that. So he flew airplanes, helicopters. Yeah. But he's like, he said so much of who I am is because I had that regular life. I wasn't living like a royal. I was just sleeping in a tent with everyone else in the military. And he was gone for 10 years. And I think that's partially why he's so normal.
Scotty said he was in the regular military. Yeah. I understand he was I don't think he was treated like a regular military person.
No, I'm 99% positive he was.
So you're saying if there was some super dangerous mission, they would have been like, all right, Harry, go for it with all the other poor people that signed up.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't believe it.
Listen, would the British military have been fucked if Harry got killed?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. But, he served 2 tours in Afghanistan.
Flew helicopters.
Yes, and they wouldn't let him wear his uniform to his grandmother's funeral. His dad said no.
Why?
I don't know.
Did he want to?
Yes.
Why do you want to wear his military uniform? Is that
not uniform, military, funeral uniform.
But why did he want to wear that instead of just regular clothes?
Because he was in the military.
But he was at his grandmother's funeral.
Because when you go to a funeral as a military member, you're supposed to wear, as a former military, you're supposed to wear Your funeral stuff for military. I don't know what it's called.
I know nothing about that.
Yeah.
Um.
But because and that was his dad was like, well, you're not an active royal, so you can't wear military. But it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. That part doesn't make sense.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I do think that once you leave the family, like there have been things that they've been cut out from.
It's also like you're leaving the family, so do you still go for Christmas?
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell my family I'm leaving.
There were the parts of the documentary that I saw, and remember, I only watched 15 to 30 minutes of this. He does sound a little whiny. He does sound a little whiny.
I'm not letting you make any opinion. You were literally sleeping.
He does sound
after
a
a night
whiny.
of drinking.
A little woe is me. Oh, yeah. I'm like a billionaire and I don't have to do anything for the rest of my life, but I just feel like...
He's not a billionaire.
He's not a billionaire.
He doesn't get any of what they had.
The royal family is worth billions of dollars.
He is not. They cut him out of everything.
Yeah. Does he still have houses and stuff? Where's this guy getting his money from? Netflix?
Netflix and Spotify.
Listen, I understand that being in the public eye like that has to weigh on you.
Never in my life.
I also don't feel bad for him.
I do.
Only thing I feel bad about is the fact that his mom was possibly murdered by the royal family.
Yeah.
Or at least set up to be
He
killed.
also talks about how they had he doesn't say therapy. They just had no support after their mom died.
Yeah. But I don't feel bad for the life that he's led. Guy's led a pretty incredible life from what I've heard.
And he's done pretty great things with it though too.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. Thank you, Vicky. They're not getting any money from the royal family. He gets nothing. He's lost everything.
Good for him.
So essentially, Anthony and I moving across the country away from our families was like us leaving the royal family.
Not even close. Not even close. Yeah. What royalty were you a part of?
The Marie royal.
Oh. I guess you guys do all have the same name. It's very cultish. Royal family cultish.
No, royal family, they don't have any of the same name. They're of whatever.
Let's see. Meghan had her own money. That's right. She was an actor. An actor, right? We go with actor now. Moving on, though, from Harry and Meghan to more important things, like this headline from last night.
That is an Instagram graphic.
That's a headline.
Typical freaking millennial thinking Instagram is news.
It is. That was news. Pirates win. And you know what, Carla Marie, I don't want you to feel...
It was literally 2 points. That's a sneeze.
No, that's a win. And I know that you were heartbroken watching the game, and I want you to remember
I had 2 losses yesterday.
That there's always next year, Carla Marie.
That's cute.
There's always...
I bet your graphics intern was jerking off in the bathroom. So excited they did that.
Well, that got really vulgar for absolutely no reason. You psychopath.
I didn't mean to say those words.
What is wrong with you?
that Maletti chocolate finally hit my brain.
But you got back to the house around halftime for that game.
Yes, it was halftime.
And I don't know if I've ever watched a basketball game that was so low scoring and so highly stressful.
It's so funny that Anthony's like, oh, Seton Hall won the game. He was literally like, this team sucks. I hate this. Mm-hmm. You suck until the literal buzzer. So you're terrible. They should kick you out of the Seton Hall family because you're so mean to them.
I am not mean to them.
So mean to them.
I'm not mean to them. That's how people watch sports.
And this is what I hate. I have never in my entire existence been that sports fan. And I said this yesterday about Seahawks fans. It's like, oh my God, we're so good. Then all of a sudden, one loss, and it's like, we're the worst. Every sports fan is a damsel in distress.
You'll never see me on an Instagram post these kids have no heart. I see so many grown men going onto the Instagram accounts of college
It's
athletes,
so funny. It's so funny.
And just being complete pieces of garbage.
Yeah.
So, listen, in my group chat, will we sit there and be like, oh my God, we can't rebound, blah, blah, blah. This team is what we'll say a lot of things. I would never in a million years go on to any of these official accounts and be like, oh, this team has no heart.
Would you go on an unofficial account?
No, I wouldn't go on any. That's not the type of post. It's different with professional sports teams. These are $1 million athletes. You're talking about kids in college. It's so weird. It's so weird. What are you laughing at?
Audi Swan brings up a great point. How you were during the game yesterday was like, wah, wah, wah. And he said, but Harry is the crybaby.
Yeah, Harry left that family. I'm still a part of the Seton Hall family. He's still wang about a family that he left.
They're going to kick you out when I start sending them the transcript of everything you say during the game.
There's a lot of cursing.
I did post a video of you saying somebody sucked. I hope they see it.
No, you didn't. I said, what are you doing? Go back. Play it.
I don't need to.
Play it.
No, it's actually annoying. Like,
run the tape.
Screaming, it scares Max.
Run the tape.
It's annoying.
I said,
we're going to tone it down.
I think the player that I was talking about was a transfer, Casey and Defo. And I think I just said, what are you doing? I didn't say you suck. He actually was very, very good yesterday. Big fan of him. But in that one moment.
I also love that Seton Hall's like, you guys suck. It was literally a 2-point game. That's a basket. Yeah, that is a layup.
And it's called a win.
Yeah, I'm not saying
it's a
win. I'm just saying you're acting like it was like.
No, I went into it thinking we were going to get destroyed. Especially playing at the Rack at Jersey Mike Arena. That is a
Mike's Arena.
Yeah, whatever. It's a sub shop. You play basketball in a sub shop now.
It's the best. A deli.
That place is very hard to play. A lot of very good teams have gone in there and come out with a loss. And for that game to end the way it did, I was very, very happy. But moving on to, is this the next?
Who won last year? Did we not play it last year?
Last year we won. Marijuana, thank you very much for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Appreciate that. That is my barber Miles, who I will be seeing on Wednesday.
How cute.
Why is that cute? The dumbest headline I've ever seen.
Okay.
So this came through my Instagram feed yesterday, and I was like, there's no way this is a real headline. Let me go to the source and see if this is an actual article that they posted. It turns out it was. Okay. I'm going to put this on the screen. This is from the Telegraph.
A British media company.
Landlords face crisis as tenants' rent burden reaches 10-year high. Landlords face a crisis because rent is at a 10-year high. One more time. Landlords face a crisis because rent is at a 10-year high. Who do we think is facing the crisis in this scenario?
And again, that's what I'm telling you. I am so over British media. I don't even look at Daily Mail. We'll look at Daily Mail. They start sending me notifications. I never signed up for it. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Because you know what the landlords can do?
Lower the rent.
Lower the rent.
What are are there comments at the bottom?
There are a lot of people just with like the big eyes, you know? Like, what are you talking? Landlords face a crisis because rent is at a 10-year high. I feel like the people who are paying rent are the ones facing a crisis.
Landlords face crisis as tenants' rent burden reaches 10-year high.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to read the way they wrote it, but maybe if
you read it with a British accent.
Yeah, maybe if you're British, it's no, I'm not doing that. Landlords face crisis.
Okay, this is not Game of Thrones. This is not medieval times.
Lords and ladies, landlords face a crisis.
That was Australian, but good job, buddy. Close.
The lords of the land face a crisis as the peasants' rent burden reaches a 10-year high.
Why are you screaming? And why do you sound Australian?
Because that's how British people talk. Lords and ladies.
No, they're very quiet.
No, they're kind of loud. How would you do it? Go.
No.
This was your idea. Go.
I know better.
This was your idea. This is an improv class. You can't say no, right?
They do scream everything at medieval times. I don't know if they scream everything just walk around the streets of London.
Yeah. Medieval times, everything is being screamed because the people are about to die.
Yeah, we should get Andy on the horn and tell him to read that.
No, go for it, Carla Marie.
I'm really bad at a British accent.
Don't open it up. If you're not ready to play the game.
When I tried to do Irish.
Irish was pretty bad.
Ooh, my Apple CarPlay Siri speaks to me in Australian.
You're changing the subject. Let's go.
Bring out the dead. What?
Here.
Oh.
It's on the screen in front of you. Let's hear it.
No, I didn't do accents in improv. This was not my thing.
You keep stalling?
I have to think of other British sentence first and then go into it. Like one that's more common that I've heard.
Say, I'm a British princess, and then go into that.
I'm a British princess. Sound a little bit like Christmas Carol.
A little bit.
Landlords. I wish I could do it without hearing myself because I can't get there. Oh, can I get a spot of tea? I can do that. Landlord.
I'm waiting.
Stop. At least I don't sound Australian.
Australians are just British people in an island.
It's true.
Although the UK is also an island.
The Telegraph. Why does our voice do that?
That's what their voice
like,
does.
No, they don't see. Like we're making them sound like they have helium.
I don't know.
They talk like us, just with a British accent.
Do a quote from The Parent Trap was one of the suggestions.
Why you don't have to give me one?
I don't know. I'm waiting.
Landlords.
Your lip is quivering. What is that?
I just watched Harry for 6 hours.
Yeah, you should
3
be
hours.
good at this.
You tried again.
No. I did it once.
Who's Tom Haynes?
I went all out.
He's bad at headlines. I don't want to hear myself.
Okay.
But then I'm going to not sound deaf. That's a bit weird. I got to think in my head first.
Where else would you think first? Then? Your butt?
Okay. Landlords face crisis as tenants.
Are you crying?
Rent burden reaches a 10-year Murder.
All right. I mean, you kind of did it, I guess.
I'm going to go to, I'm going to go to British school. Can British people do American accents?
Yes. Usually they just curse. Every time you ask a British person to do an American accent, they just start using the F word. Which is weird because I feel like British people curse more.
Can you play a British accent for me?
All right, let's see.
What are you searching?
British accents.
British accent translator came up.
Videos.
Yeah, is there a how to do a... Can you do how to do a British accent and then
Hold
I
on.
can do it?
We've got...
No, we don't want their ad. Oh, they can't hear them.
Oh, no, not yet. Skip ad. Here we go.
No, this is ranked easiest to hardest.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna
PDF and quiz this girl has.
We're going to listen to the different types of English accents.
Can
No?
people hear this?
Not yet.
No, I would just go to Google how to do a British accent.
How to do a...
I said Google. Now you're in YouTube.
Yeah, where do you think it's going to take me?
Maybe there was a great Vimeo.
Okay, how to do a British accent fast.
All
It's
right,
got
play this for the
3.2 million views. Let me put it on the screen
Definitely
first.
going to have an ad. So it's got Benedict Cumberbatch in it.
Let me put this on the screen.
British pronunciation tips. Sound more British. There we go. Landlords. Why is the word landlord?
All right, so let's learn ourselves some accents. The accent we're going to be working on and learning today is a British accent. This is going to be a video on how to get a British accent.
Why is there porn music in the back?
Yeah, I hear that.
Not that I would know.
This video is going to be a great stepping stone on getting you a few key points that'll... The first thing that we're going to talk about that's going to help you tremendously is changing your A's. Instead of going ah, we're going to have more of an aw sound.
Landlord.
So instead of saying fast, it'll be fast.
Fast.
Instead of saying bat, it'll be bot. You switch
Landlords.
the ah to an aw sound. This way, when you're talking, you won't sound as American, because Americans are so crazy and
Landlords.
sounds.
Yeah, we are annoying.
Landlord.
Landlord.
You don't want to go better. You want R's.
Better.
Now, you don't want your R's to be super strong. And what I mean by that is you don't want to go better. You want to go better. And so instead of it going it's So instead of saying third, it'd be third. You just want to think about the R not being...
That was the same, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Landlord.
As you would
Landlord.
maybe do it. And a great example, in a British way instead of an American way, is you want to make sure that you don't switch your T's into D's. Instead of saying better, you'd say better. You hear the T's that we put in there.
Yeah.
So you want to have the T's.
You're not British.
Yeah, we're done with this guy.
Oh, no. He did help me. Give me the headline.
Give you the headline. Let's put it back on the screen. Go for it, Carla Marie.
Landlords face crisis as tenants rent.
You put an extra T in there.
Tenants rent burden reaches 10-year high.
You're saying burden. All right, we are moving
10-year high.
We are moving.
I'm going to practice. Don't worry. All day to Anthony. I'm just going to speak British accent.
I cannot wait.
What would my cat's names be? Max. Wait. What do you say? Coraline?
What? Oh, your cat's names. For some reason,
Erica.
American football in Mexico is still on the list. I didn't even realize that. That was not supposed to be on there.
Well, American football I have a problem with.
What is that? Why is that?
American NFL football.
Okay, let's talk about it then.
Because it was a rough game yesterday.
Oh, that's right. The Seahawks lost. That was tough.
Literally.
They lost to a very bad team.
In the first Seahawks defensive play of the game, I was like, I'm not feeling it. I literally texted Anthony. I was like, this is bad. He's like, it's the first quarter. I'm like, something's off. There was something in the atmosphere yesterday. I could feel it. It was palpable. It just wasn't our day.
And it wasn't.
It was not.
I feel like the NFL season has been very weird. Like really
this is
bad
the most
teams.
dramatic season yet.
The Lions somehow ended up being like halfway decent and having a possible shot at the playoffs. Tom Brady lost to a guy who never played in a professional game before yesterday. I mean, it was just a real weird.
Like, how does that happen?
Real weird year. I am very excited for.
Excuse me, we're still talking about. Don't get train tracked.
Continue. What are we still talking about?
The game yesterday.
Okay, go for it.
I got to give a surprise Toyota Tundra to a military family. Mm-hmm. They had no idea. They were in utter shock. They literally, there's a video I posted on my Instagram story. They have no idea what's happening even after I say it.
It's pretty cool.
It was fun.
So you've given away Super Bowl tickets.
A trip to the Super Bowl.
A trip to the Super Bowl.
Tickets.
And a car.
And a car.
What's next? A plane?
I think they're going to have to stop making me the surprise person because people are going to start expecting it.
I don't think when someone shows up on the field, you're the biggest thing in their mind. They're probably like, oh my God, I'm on the field. This is crazy. But it would be cool if you were like the Santa Claus for the Seahawks. You know?
That would be very, very cool. Very progressive, if you will.
Why would it be progressive?
A female Santa. Female Santa.
What does Mrs. Claus do? Does she give out gifts?
Well, if you watched the Santa Clauses with me, you would learn.
Well, why don't you just tell me?
Well, there actually was no Mrs. Claus in time before this current Santa that we all have. And, but we always thought that she did nothing but bake cookies all year. Turns out that was just a fake thing. We all thought about Mrs. Claus. She never actually existed. And now I think she's about to carve out her own role.
I feel like I just heard a book report from a 6-year-old. What are you talking about? Where are you getting
the movie, the Disney Plus, the Santa Clauses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she makes
She's
cookies?
the first Santa Claus. She's the first Mrs. Claus. But she always thought her role was to just be his wife. That's it.
Okay.
But she's actually the first one. She's just finding that out now. So she could have been whatever she wanted to be.
Got it. Okay. Now that made a little more sense. The first human Mrs. Claus.
No, I don't. No, go watch the last episode again because she ends with, "Wait, I'm the first one."
But I want to go back to football for the rest of the world, soccer here in America. So Morocco is in the semifinals. Mm-hmm. And what's really cool about Morocco is not only are they the first African nation to make it this far in the World Cup, they also, because of where Morocco is, they are also considered the first team from the MENA region of the world, which is the Middle East and North Africa. So kind of like the Arab-speaking world. Mm-hmm. And they are the first team from there, obviously, as well, to go to the World Cup. So it is like for this little country
It's cool.
Making it this far, they are representing the entire Arab and African world simultaneously. It's a lot of pressure.
Does anyone want France to win other than French people?
No. I don't think I don't think so.
Ooh, oui.
I think this is very much
I'm definitely offended.
I know that Argentina and Brazil have a lot of fans outside of their country. I know that France, obviously all these soccer clubs, all these national teams have fans around the world, but I think in the World Cup more than like any other sporting event, you're usually cheering for the underdog. You want like the smaller countries to kind of prove their worth on that stage.
First time chatter, Glitch 894 said Team Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil, I thought they were going to have a good shot. And unfortunately, they failed. They lost to Croatia.
I think you could do a French accent because you could be like, what's his name? From Beauty and the Beast.
The
Lumiere.
Lumiere, I was going to say chandelier. I could not. I like rooting for the underdogs when I'm, let's see, I'm in for Croatia and Morocco. That'd be amazing. If it was Croatia and Morocco in the final. Now, that would not be what FIFA wants because FIFA wants the bigger teams, just like the NFL will always want the Cowboys, the 49ers, and the Giants and the Steelers to do well because those are their big teams.
The Giants?
Oh, yeah. The leagues always want teams from their biggest cities being represented.
Yeah, okay.
And the Giants are one of the most storied franchises in the NFL.
I was watching Red Zone yesterday in the conference room at the game yesterday, and they were like, let's go back to New York to see how the Giants are doing. And I was in the room, I was like, New Jersey. Yeah, and everyone was laughing at me.
I used to get annoyed with that. And I just thought, you know what? They're trying to make as much money as possible. You're not selling a lot of New Jersey shirts.
At one point, they did say East Rutherford.
Yeah, they'll say where the stadium is specifically. They'll go, let's go to East Rutherford to MetLife Stadium or something. But there are always people like, why do we call the New York Giants? They play in New Jersey. Because that's who they're representing. That's it. I mean, the Golden State Warriors, they never said we're going to Oakland.
I think if they made it to the New Jersey Giants, they'd have more fans.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is. Who from New York City is coming to a Giants game?
A lot of people.
No one. Literally no one lives in New York anymore.
But also, who from New Jersey is not cheering for the Giants because it says New York?
Nobody.
Exactly.
South Jersey, probably.
Well, they're Eagles fans.
Yeah. Ugh.
You know, I'm all in on the Eagles this year. And I normally don't like teams from Philly. And I normally hate the Eagles. But I love Jalen Hurts. I've loved him since he was in college. I love his whole story. He's so good for the league. And I'm just a big fan of Jalen Hurts. So I am all in on the Eagles. I'm sorry. It hurts me to say that.
As someone who has been to at least one Eagles-Giants game, I can never be an Eagles supporter.
Oh, their fans are pretty miserable
trash.
Usually.
No offense, but trash. And you know it.
I've been to a bunch of Phillies games. I've never been to an Eagles game.
I drown you out as an ear's going to yell at me.
I've been to a handful of Phillies games in Philly, and those fans are something. And a lot of my friends are Eagles fans. But this year, as long as they have Jalen Hurts, I will support the Eagles. It's the only time.
Is this true?
What?
Jen said, there's a lawsuit about New York, New Jersey football locations. According to a report by Larry McShane, New York Daily News, a $6 billion lawsuit was filed in a Manhattan federal court in January that demands both the Jets and Giants abandon MetLife Stadium in New Jersey and return to playing in New York by 2025.
Yeah, that's
Where are they going to put all those cars?
It's going to be thrown out because I don't know what right anyone has to tell the Giants and Jets where to play. And the argument would be like, oh, well, they claim New York, but they're playing in New Jersey. It's a stupid argument because they're representing the New York metro area.
Yeah.
So I just don't know what the actual argument would be, especially for $6 billion.
Sonali said Philly's coaching staff is hot. You know what's so funny? I was thinking about this the other day, how like there are so many NFL coaches now where I'm like, damn, where were these guys when I was younger? And I was like, oh, wait. I'm old.
Well, there's two parts. There's part of it is some of them are significantly younger. You have coaches in their 30s who are head coaches. The other part is you're also in your 30s.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I'm a big fan of Mike McDaniel.
The Miami coach?
And I said to Anthony last night, I was like, I don't know if I think he's hot because he's hot or because he's like funny and charming. And
I think it's his personality that makes him attractive.
What's the
Mike McDaniel.
Chargers coach? He's hot, but he's like basic hot.
Chargers coach?
Not Chargers. Rams?
Oh,
Chargers.
no.
Chargers.
The Rams was it McVay?
Yeah, McVay.
Yeah.
I always get the Chargers and Rams.
Okay, so this is who.
No, don't show that one.
Hold on, let me put.
That's not a good photo of him.
Let me put him on the screen.
You need to show the current version of him, the refined version. There you go.
That version?
Yeah, he's hot.
I don't know. I mean, he's not a bad-looking person. There's images. Let's go to a whole page.
He's hotter with the glasses. I just saw one without. Look at that one. Like, oh yeah, look at that.
What was that? This one?
Yeah.
I mean, that's tough because he's got the beard covering a lot of his face, the sunglasses, he's looking away from the camera. You can't judge a person on a picture like that.
He's not. It says the model.
You're really getting like 40% of what that guy actually looks like from that picture.
When you watch his mic'd up, I'm like, does anyone take this man seriously?
His press conferences are great.
Kill me.
His mic'd up moments are also very good. He's a guy who it seems like has a very good understanding of what he gets to do for a living.
Yes.
And Geno Smith actually has impressed a lot of people with kind of his attitude towards sports recently, because there was a reporter this week. He's always had a really good attitude, honestly. Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons Geno Smith, as a quarterback who hadn't been a starter for so long, stayed in the league for so long, was because of his attitude and the way that people liked him. But he had a great quote this week, and I'm going to butcher it a little bit, but he said he was being asked about his tough career and the tough trajectory he's been on until this point. He was like, listen, that tough path for me was someone else's dream. I still got a chance to play football in the NFL. I had a very good life. He was alluding to some of the money that he was able to make. And he had a really great, it was such a good answer. To be like, listen, yes, was my path to this point flawless? No. But I still got to be an NFL quarterback for my entire adult life.
Yeah.
Not a bad way to live. Maybe for your brain down the road.
Yeah.
But in the moment, not a bad way to live.
Obviously, they're under pressure. There's pressure and that sucks, but I think a lot of them know.
Yeah, but he was a backup for most of his career.
I'm not talking about him. I'm just talking about in sports in general.
Yeah, but there's pressure, but you don't get to make that kind of money without some sort of pressure. I don't think you're allowed to complain about the pressure when you get paid what they get paid. It's the reason they're paying you that.
Yeah, we were under a lot of pressure on the radio.
And we did not get paid what they get paid. But we still made comfortable livings.
Let me tell you, if I was getting paid what they were getting paid, that would be a whole nother story.
Of what would be the story? What are you talking about?
Story? I had nothing to complain about now.
Let's see. Now Googling hot NFL coaches, says Audi Swan. Apparently a lot of people are doing that. What was the list you brought up?
There's 10 of them.
10? Should we go through?
We can.
Okay, hold on. Hold please.
It makes that's our email.
I know.
It makes watching so much. Wait, go back to the bottom though. Don't start one. Other way.
Other way.
It makes watching
number one's good. I agree with number one. Sorry.
NFL games that much more enjoyable.
All right. At number 10, big fan. Not only is he coaching in New Jersey, but he is Lebanese. Robert Saleh. He looks like a Middle Eastern dude.
If you bicked your head, would you look like that?
No, he has like a muscular face. I have like a bitch ass head. Like if
your face, your bone structure is like model-esque. I hate that.
It's just, I mean, I know that's why I'm a model, but no, he has like a tough.
Well, we should
face
try it
and head combo.
We could do it.
I don't.
Right.
I actually saw a picture. I posted a picture on Twitter today of the two of us, Carla and Marie, from like a couple months ago, and I'm pretty closely shaved. I probably just used the buzzer like that day. I look like a little bitch.
The beard does make you look like scary.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it forever.
I think you also need to start wearing a lot of the tight like dry fit shirts they wear in the NFL.
I'm not gonna let you sexualize me, Carla. Marie.
I've been seeing some of these guys, and I'm like, ooh, Anthony could wear that.
I'm gonna sexualize myself as a model. That's it.
Cliff Kingsbury, Cardinals. He's cute.
Also, good looking dude.
He reminds me of one of Santa's elves.
I would have put. Here's the thing, Cliff Kingsbury is more on the classic good-looking side of the attractiveness spectrum than Robert Saleh. But I would put Robert above. Why are you moving things around?
I want to see what the chat's saying. Go.
I would put Cliff at number 10 and Robert at 9, mainly because I think Robert at least looks more unique. I think there's a lot of guys, a lot of good-looking guys who look like Cliff.
Let's just sit here and keep. I agree with you.
I don't think there are. I think the uniqueness of Robert puts him ahead.
Mike Vrabel, Tennessee Titans. Yeah.
I mean, again,
well, I need to see him without glasses.
Yeah, he's a decent looking guy. Definitely looks like a former football player.
Yeah. Looks like he'd yell. I don't like that.
What else do we got here?
Kevin Stefanski.
Kevin
Cleveland
Stefanski
Browns.
definitely has that like.
He's a DILF.
He definitely has that like appearance of a guy who
could be hot.
I'm gonna finish my sentence. Has the appearance of a guy who does like a manual labor job, like works in construction, something like that. Works on a line in like a steel factory. He looks like that guy. You know,
there was someone in the chat that said that this guy, I believe it was, looks like a Hallmark actor. And it's
Cliff
so
Kingsbury,
true.
exactly. But that's what I was saying. He looks like the classic good-looking guy.
Yeah, this guy's good, but you know.
What else do we got?
Sean McVay. Yeah, obviously.
Good-looking dude. Listen, he walked so all these other coaches can run.
He was the first
for good-looking white men in America. He made life so much easier.
Okay, Kyle Shanahan, head coach, 49ers. I think I like him more than McVay.
Yeah, he definitely has Josh Duhamel vibes.
Yes, I'm going to see him on Thursday.
College. Oh yeah, the 49ers are coming.
And you know what? Coaches always come out into the field and do a little warm up first. So
yeah.
I'm gonna be like, "Sup? You're number 5."
You're number 5 on some random list. What is this? ESPN, Southwest Florida. Zach Taylor, the coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, kind of looks like an average dude. Not a bad looking dude.
Maybe it's the photo.
Not a bad looking dude, but very average. I did like last year. There was a story about the fact that after they, I think, won their first playoff game in like 30 years, he was driving home and like stopped at some bar nearby and just started talking to all the fans. Yeah.
I love that we're just sexualizing men.
Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Philadelphia. He's a good looking dude.
Why would they put this photo? What does his face look like? What if the other side does not look like that?
I think he's got a good profile. Great side profile. But he's a good looking dude.
Is he Italian?
He looks like he's from like the New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia.
That's why I'm saying Sirianni, though.
He could be. He could be.
What, if this website doesn't stop with the ads?
Who cares?
It's annoying me.
Your hand is annoying me. Just leave it. Websites have ads. We're getting all this content for free. Let them make a couple bucks. Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin really has flown under the radar in terms of how good looking he's been as an NFL
those
coach.
Aviators, though, make him look so badass.
Yeah. It's a good looking dude.
Yeah, he's hot.
It's very hard to argue with him at number 2 until we see who number 1 is. And Matt LaFleur. That's a good looking dude.
Yeah, but
that's a pretty man.
He is, but I don't trust that face.
Why not?
There's something about that face like he's going to cheat on you.
You know, because of that.
Because he's Aaron Rodgers' friend.
Would I put Mike Tomlin at number 1 is the question. Maybe. I mean, that's a great smile, though. Matt LaFleur.
It's a good smile.
Good smile.
Perfect teeth.
There's
something about his face that is untrusting.
Really? He seems like a nice guy to me.
And he's the bad boy in the Hallmark movie.
No, the bad boy in the Hallmark movie.
It's telling you. Him.
Vrabel's the bad guy. Cliff's a little weaselly.
I said he looks like an elf.
Huh. All right. Now
that we just objectified men.
Hey, it happens, you know? It's what everyone does. We look at people and we immediately rate how good looking we think they are. It's what everyone does all day, every day, every time you meet someone. Think about it. You do. Yeah. Cliff is the supporting best friend. Let's see. Fred the Mailman. There's no sexier NFL coach than Andy Reid. I'll tell you what, Andy Reid in the State Farm commercial with Patrick Mahomes did a phenomenal job. It's the one where they're on the plane and he's drawing mustaches on people's faces.
Oh, yeah.
Just a great job. Great commercial. Let's see. Matt LaFleur screaming on the sidelines is fire, says Sunali.
Wait, who am I seeing? Am I seeing him on Thursday?
No, you're seeing
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan.
Be on the lookout.
Interesting that there are 10 coaches. There's probably more. There's probably a couple that aren't on that list. But 10 out of 30, 32? No. How many NFL teams are there? I think there's 32 teams, right?
I only care about one.
A third of the league is good-looking coaches. As if being good-looking wasn't easy enough already. They just get to be good-looking, coach a bunch of men playing a game, and make millions of dollars.
Listen, that is the way to get women to watch that don't care about sports. There are obviously women that do care about sports, but you know how many women are probably like, I'm going to watch and I just see this hot guy.
Yeah, but that's what the internet's for. Sure. Like if you're like, oh, let's pick, I don't know, women's field hockey, if that was televised, and you were like, I have no interest in women's field hockey, I have no interest in field hockey in general. But if you're like, oh, all these hot women play field hockey.
If I was watching field hockey and there was a bunch of hot women, you'd be like, I'm going to sit down and watch this.
I don't know.
You wouldn't start Googling them. You would. I would, because I'd want to know more.
Maybe. Who knows? I mean, attractiveness helps sell tickets no matter what. No matter what you're doing, making a movie, putting anything on TV, putting something on social media, attractiveness does help. Let's see. Drowning Mouse said, normally I don't like to mock people's looks, but I hate Andy Reid because of the Michael Vick era, so I don't feel bad calling him a walrus. He does have, I think the mustache does make him look.
Someone called him Lorax.
Walrusy. Because it's not a regular mustache. It is very much like the old man.
It's crazy.
Like mid-'80s mustache.
What if he shaved it?
He'd look so weird.
It'd be like if my dad shaved his.
Yeah.
I've never seen my dad without a mustache.
He'd look like you took a baby and inflated its head. I think that's what Andy Reid would look like.
I'm not telling you said that.
No, Andy Reid specifically. And it's interesting, the Michael Vick thing, I don't know what we're supposed to do, because Michael Vick went to prison. Like, a lot of these players, and I don't know what the answer is, because I agree that there's certain crimes that players commit, and you're like, I don't know if I want to see you in the NFL again. But then, if we have some sort of justice system, and they go through whatever the judges said they were supposed to go through,
I think,
what are we supposed to do with them?
I think the difference is between a regular person and a famous person that go through the same justice system is you come out and you're still a public figure, and no one's saying like you can't work and have a job or whatever, but it's still hard because you still did that. Yes, you did your time, but you're still always going to be seen as.
Absolutely. And I'm not saying anyone should be just totally vindicated afterwards. Like if you murdered someone and you got 30 years in prison, you came out, you're still a murderer.
Yeah.
You still murdered someone, right? I don't know what the answer is. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with anyone. I just don't know what we are supposed to do.
Like, I'm sure there's been an interview. What does Michael Vick think?
He did. I watched the first part. He had a two-part ESPN 30 for 30, or maybe I just only watched the first half. It was pretty interesting. I mean, it definitely tries to remove some of the blame, but it's weird. It removes some of the blame from Vic, but he also is very honest. He's like, yeah, I did all those things. All the things that they said I did. And
that's
I was terrible.
Like, what kind of person does anything?
And this is where they go into his life, his upbringing, and why certain people in his circle didn't think it was necessarily that bad. Again, I am not at all defending him. It was an interesting watch. It was kind of eye-opening. But it was weird. That whole time was weird because he got out of jail and he was still like a peak athlete.
Did he play again?
Yeah, he played for the Eagles.
Oh.
Yeah, the Falcons had cut him. Came back, played for the Eagles.
Why did I always think he was an Eagles player? Always.
No, he did pretty well when he came back, too. I don't think he played anywhere else. Let me see. Michael Vick career. Did he play anywhere else? Newport News, Virginia. One of my teammates, actually, at Seton Hall, was also from Newport News and grew up with the Vick brothers. Marcus and Michael.
Micus.
Let's see. NFL career. Atlanta, Philadelphia. Oh, he played for the. Oh, Jets. That's right. I forgot he was with the Jets.
Back to Philly? No, Pittsburgh. Sorry.
Pittsburgh. I don't remember him being in Pittsburgh at all. Did he just get cut from both practice squads or something?
That year, so.
Oh, he actually played. Interesting. I don't remember that time at all. It is weird how some players, like, you just remember them with one team.
Yeah.
What else? So after the Eagles, Jets. Yeah. A lot of people in the chat were correct. Vicky Mitch said, I always thought Mike Tomlin looks like Omar Epps. They do look kind of similar. I'll give you that. Listen, we've been here for far too long. You've hung out with us. You've been very kind. We appreciate that. We will be back tomorrow. 2 shows left. That's it. Tuesday and Thursday. Yep. And we are out of here for vacation. Thank you to everyone who supported the stream today. If you haven't done so yet, the Morning Show podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts. Carla,
peace out, Cub Scouts. Oh, you can keep it. You Look Great orders should be on their way to everybody. Yay. You look great.